Hello and welcome to another installment in Online Income Using the Vault. In this episode, we're going to cover product creation in 10 steps. So let's take a quick look at these 10 steps. Now, step 1, download the PLR product to your computer. Step 2, unzip and inspect. Step 3, new graphics. Step 4, edit the product. Step 5, we're going to convert that product to a PDF, make it all secure. Step 6, we're going to edit the sales and thank you page. Step 7, we're going to create your customer's download package. Step 8, finish your thank you page. Step 9, create your PayPal button. Step 10, finish your sales page and rake in the money. So now let's go ahead and get into further details on each one of these. Download the PLR to your computer. So let's find the PLR first, and then we'll cover the downloading. It's pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to cover it anyway just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, we've logged in, and let's come on over here and click on Newest Products. Then after it loads, now of course if there's only one or two products in here, it wouldn't take so darn long to load, or if I had a faster internet connection. Now you can do a Control F, that is hit the Control key on your keyboard while holding it down, hit the letter F as in Frank and or find, and then go ahead and do a search for PLR products or PLR ebooks. But I've already gone to that extent, done that, and I've come up with this particular product here that we are going to use as our example in this video series. So here you just simply left click, or as in my case I've got a download manager, so I would right click, come up here and left click on save link with down the mall. Then I navigate to where I want to save it to. In this case it's going to be on the desktop, at which point I would just hit the start button. It would download it to my desktop. And a good idea as far as downloading would be to go ahead and get in the habit of creating a working file or a working folder. That way you know that there's one spot on your entire computer that your current activities are going to be taking place. Whether you're creating graphics, or in this case an ebook product, or whatever you're doing, if you go first to your working folder, and that's the name of the folder, is working folder, then you know that that's where your stuff's at. Just a method of keeping things organized. You might have your own technique. Cool, don't let me interrupt it. Just go with what's working for you. So now we're going to go ahead and download this to our desktop. Step 2, unzip and inspect. Now the decompression or unzip software or zip software that I'm going to recommend is the one that JK at the Vault is using to compress the products before you download them. And that is 7-zip. Just go to your favorite search engine, do a search for 7-zip, or as in this case 7-zip free download, and or just come to this site here, www.7-zip.org. And depending upon the computer that you're using, whether it's 32-bit like Windows XP, or the Vista 64-bit or XP 64-bit, would depend on which one you want to download. Download, install, bing bang boom, straightforward, very simple to do. Now once you've got it installed, you head on over to your working folder, and in my case it is just that. It's named working folder. Name it whatever you want, just as long as you know where your stuff's at without having to spend an hour trying to look for it. Go ahead and open it up. And this is the product that we downloaded from the Vault. Again, you can see that it's 7Z, and I'm going to right click on this. And I've got also Zip Genius, which is also free. In either case, either one of these would work, but I'm going to use 7-zip because that's the one I just told you to download. Now if you use this one here, it's going to create a new folder, naming it this, and put the contents of that zip file into that new folder. And that's just an extra folder for me to have to worry about. So I'm going to just go here and left click on extract here. Boom, it's done. You can delete this now if you want because you don't need it. Now we just open this up and time to inspect. The main thing we're looking for here is the product, website, and license. Anything else is gravy. Now then, the graphics, ideally if you've got a PSD or the source files, perfect. You can make some adjustments there. If not, you do want to make changes with the graphics. Either you buy new ones, and it's always good to have somebody on tap to go to so you can get some new graphics made whenever you need them, and or you can make adjustments on the existing graphics if you've got the source files. The website, this is not mandatory, but for me it is, and that way I don't have to start from scratch to create a sales page and a thank you page, both for myself to sell to my customers and a download page or thank you page for them to download the products from. But also if I'm going to sell resale rights, either as an upsell or an one-time offer, then it's good to have a template of a sales page and a thank you page for my customers to then sell their products from. And we'll cover that in greater detail coming up. So again, it's not mandatory, but for me, it is. So sales page, license, and product. The product's got to be source. The graphics, ideally source, but not mandatory. The source product, source file of the product is perfect. That's what we're going to need to make adjustments, whether it's removing or replacing text and graphics. And if you don't want to do any adjusting, well, then you're watching the wrong video here. But for those of you that do not want to make any changes, you've got the actual product right here, ready to upload and resell. So again, to recap, step 2, we unzipped it and inspecting. We're looking for source product or source file of the product, the sales page, thank you page, the license.
3.
Anything else?
Graphics.
Now, if we check out the folder name graphics, typically in here you'll find PSD or source files. And in this case, we do not. But this at least ways gives us an idea as to what can be edited. And if you just take a look here, we got the flat. And if you had source files, that's the guy you'd be using to make new ebook covers. So basically, you want to make a new ebook cover. That's what we're working with here is a PDF. So if it were to be a video, then you want to make something that resembles more of like a DVD cover. But in this case, we're working with a PDF, so it'll be an ebook that we're actually going to be changing. Also the header, the footer, and any additional stuff you got going on in there. So if we check out the actual graphics here that are located in the image folder, because since we don't have the source files in there, that's kind of a trash folder. We don't really need it. But here, in case you want to change any of this stuff here, like the color, maybe you wanted to go with, instead of a green feel, because if you look at the ebook here, it's more of a green with yellow, beige type color scheme. Same with the header and the footer. If you want to change this to a darker blue with some light blues and golds, make sure that you've got a color scheme that works. I mean, if you've got some pukey looking colors out there, that's not going to be visually stimulating to the visitors. It'll do just the opposite. It'll send them packing. So make sure that whatever color scheme you go with, if you're doing it yourself, and if you don't have any clue what you're doing, then hire a professional. A typical sales graphics pack would cost anywhere from 20 bucks to as much as 100 bucks, depending upon who you go with, and if you've done business with them before, if they might have any deals working out with you. One thing you might want to consider is that there are some in-house graphics folks within the vault. I would say check there first. Use whatever discounts and coupons allotted you as a member to the vault for those particular services. So changing out the graphics, edit your product. Now, for the sake of this video, we're going to be using OpenOffice Writer, which is a Microsoft Word clone, to do the editing of our product, our Microsoft Word document source file for our product. So if you do not have or do not know what I'm talking about when I mention OpenOffice, head on over to openoffice.org or do a search on your friendly search engine for OpenOffice and download it and install it. It's about 200 or 300 megabytes in size, so just be forewarned. Now that you've got OpenOffice installed on your computer, by the way, it also contains all of the other equivalents that are within Microsoft Office. That is the Access equivalent, the Excel equivalent, the PowerPoint equivalent. I think there's a couple others in there as well, but for the sake of this video, we're only going to be using the one. That is the Writer, or the Microsoft Word equivalent. Let's head on over to our product, open it up, and I'm going to right click and open with S-Writer. That's the OpenOffice product that I'm talking about. Left click on that. And this is our Writer program, as you see right up here, and the product right here. Now, ideally, if you're going to go the whole route here, which I would suggest you do, that is go ahead and get you a domain name for your new product. It just so happens that the title of this particular product is Buying and Selling Domain Names for Big Cash Profits. Purely coincidental. But after you've got your domain name, and I suggest using something like namecheap.com to get your domain name. It's under 10 bucks, and there's no hassles whenever you want to sell the domain name or transferring the DNS and all that kind of stuff, way beyond the scope of this particular video. But get a domain name, use namecheap.com to do so. And once you've got that, you've got your new graphics, either those that you've edited yourself or that you've purchased. go ahead and make the changes. And I suggest also, if you're not familiar with how to use OpenOffice Writer, that within the vault there's another product. Actually, there's about 10 or 11 of them now, by a lady named Tracy Yates. And she's done these packages, they're templates for OpenOffice for PDFs. And that's basically what we're working with here. So if you do a search within the catalog for, I believe it's OpenOffice templates, I could be wrong. Maybe also do a search for Tracy Yates, whatever the case is. You're going to find 10 or 11 of those products in there. I'd say go ahead and download them. That way, your product, your end result is going to look that much more different and unique because you've got these templates to work with. More to the point, within one of those template packages, and I'm not sure exactly which one, 3, 4, 10, 9, there's some videos in there on how to use those templates. More to the point, how to use OpenOffice Writer, because this video, I'm not going to show you how to use OpenOffice. I'm just going to tell you that you need to get this to do your editing here without having to spend the big bucks for Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office. So inside the Vault, do your search for those template packages. Check out those videos. Not only learn about those templates, but also learn about how to use OpenOffice Writer. Now then, once you've got your new graphics inserted and you've changed the color scheme by using some of those templates even, and change the name, change the content, whether it's just cutting out some of the text in here, changing the color, altering the table of contents, making these clickable, which if you highlight this and then come on up here to this guy right here, you can make a hyperlink within this product here to page 24 or whatever it is that reflects this particular item here. And that in and of itself is a change, because you can see here by me hovering over this, this is not clickable. So again, make these changes. You want to go through this product with a fine-tooth comb. Make any changes in here that refers to the original and make them reflect the new. At the very end, and that includes changing out the graphics, adding your graphics, replacing the existing graphics. And at the end of the product, you may want to also consider having what I call a resource page. So any product or item or site that is mentioned within this product, have at the very end of the page a link that would take that person to that particular site or that page. And here is where I would suggest having any affiliate links within those particular text links, so you might be able to make a buck or two. Now, with mentioning affiliate links, you do not want to have affiliate links scattered throughout this product. You're going to really make your customers mad, and you're going to be getting refund requests right and left. The only time or place I would suggest to have affiliate links is at the end of your product, and that's this resource page I'm referring to. Again, any other graphics you might want to put in here to finish things out. And that, folks, is editing your product.